But at first, life on the open road, it's in my blood. She's right.
No, Vic. I've given you a lift home several times.
What car you got?
Red Honda.
Lady across the road from me's got a red Honda.
That's me. I've across the road from you times.
Oh, I thought she was all waving. I thought she was mental. That explains it.
I'd like to see you live.
Oh, don't know. Yeah, lyrics are a bit hot for you. X-rated. We've got one song. It's about rock and roll, but it's a metaphor for sex. It goes, I'm gonna roll you over and rock you stupid and leave you there just humming. There's a party in my trousers, baby, and everybody's coming. You get it? Ask me how I'm spelling coming.
How are you spelling coming?
C-U-M-I-N.
That's cute, mate.
Double M thing. It's the possible. So yeah, that sort of coming. No, we're not with, but with, you know, or there's someone who do squirt. Don't know what.
あ、そうだ、ミッションハンターの設定を
No one
間
knows.
違えたね。
Right. See you later.
ハンター。
You know, we're top salesmen here. Sort of like the dream team, really. Some of these guys. Jezza. Sorry about talking about. Just picking you up. It's great when he's out with the clients, they love him, but he wants, I don't know, he's like a kid, he wants attention, you know, you see a man that age and think, what are you doing? Lovely Serena again. The one that plays hard to get.
Okay,
No.
I know about this. Maybe your little documentary thing is going to paint me out to be like the bitch, but if I give him an inch, that's it.
He's the boss. Keeping an eye on us. He's head of sales, Andy Chapman. I used to have my own office. Better than that in a way. I prefer it out here with the troops because we have a laugh. I'm sort of my own boss, but we're all equal, so anything goes. I'm one of the lads. What are you doing? Mr. Brent. What is that? Fuck nose. Fuck nose. Oh my god, I have to sit next to this nutter. No, fuck nose. You sure you want a fun one? With me, I love fun. It's the highest form of wit, in my opinion. Nigel gets it, because he's a bit cooler, like me. Not a corporate stuffed shirt. He's a mentalist. Where am I? I use the vernaculars more like. Oh, my thumb's a bit red, doctor. Plums in your face. Top man, they call us Bam and Dad.
Well, we sometimes call ourselves that.
Yeah. And for entertainment.
But that's more you.
You're in. Come here. David, isn't he? He's a lovely bloke. I think he's brilliant. Makes me laugh anyway. I know most people don't get him. But I do. Most people don't get me, but he does. So it's nice. It's good that we found each other. You can help me showcase some of my comedy characters, aren't you? Yeah. Trying to get that done. Got one character called Lionel Fancy. Oh, hello. The name's Lionel Fancy. His catchphrase is, "Nice to be a fine thing." And it works for anything. You say it after. Just say something to me. All right, Lionel. What are you up to today? Nah. Say, all right, Lionel, I'm just making some dinner. Do you want some hot inside your head? Oh, hello. All right, Lionel, I'm just making some dinner. Fancy something hot inside you? Chance to be a fine thing. All right, Lionel, are you worried about AIDS? Don't say that. I've got one character called Denky O'Leary, an Irishman. I like making people laugh. Sue me. I like making people feel, more importantly. Comedy, music, poetry, philosophy, whatever, you know. I get inside your head. Maybe get inside your heart. I've got one character.
The majority of this country has been screaming for a long time now. Enough is enough. What a crazy, sad day. A day that will go down as a dark one in the long history of America. There are some dark subjects that we talk about on the show occasionally, but I've rarely been as upset as I am tonight.
This was one of those days that I always assumed was behind us. This is not the sort of thing that I ever imagined would happen in this country in my lifetime.
We can be shocked, but we can't be surprised. The president wanted this. He
directed it, supported it, incited it, and encouraged it.
TV's late night hosts weigh in after violent riots break out at the U.S. Capitol. It has been an extraordinary day. Congressional leaders have pleaded for President Trump to call off the protesters. On Wednesday, a large gathering of pro-Trump supporters breached Capitol security and entered the building, forcing lawmakers into hiding while the joint session of Congress to ratify Joe Biden's election win was temporarily suspended. Later that evening, late-night hosts Jimmy Kimmel, James Corden, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, and Seth Meyers all made special remarks addressing the shocking events in their opening monologues, calling out President Donald Trump for inciting violence and condemning the action of the rioters.
This is what happens when there's no peaceful transition of power and what happens when there's bad leadership. This is not how you lose. If my grandfather were alive today and saw what was happening in the country that he fought for, he'd be disgusted. People walking around with the flag upside down, thinking they're patriotic. Today was not patriotism. Today was terrorism.
Jimmy Fallon opened up the Tonight Show, assuring his viewers that we'll be okay and that the actions of the day do not reflect what America is all about.
Today was a disgrace. Today was disappointing. But sadly, today was not a surprise. But it's important to remember that this is not who we are. I assure you, there are more good people than there are bad. And good will prevail.
James Corden opened up on the Late Late Show about growing up in England and how he used to look to America as a beacon of light and possibility.
Today, people across the world would have looked at these pictures from Washington and they would have thought, what on earth has happened to this great country? Make no mistake that they know in America that they admire still exists. They know that in America there's so many aspiring that it's just been hijacked by a lunatic and his crazy army for the last 4 years. But that's about to end.
And he encouraged his viewers to stay hopeful.
In 2 weeks on those same steps, that mob fought and pushed past the police. The people have been encouraged and instigated that police. Donald Trump, his children, Giuliani. They're all going to need a tourist pass to get in. Because they've lost the presidency, they've lost the House, and now they've lost the Senate. Today was their last dance at the worst party any of us have ever been to. So if you can have hope, I really do believe that there are better times ahead.
And while Corden ended his message on a positive note, Stephen Colbert kicked off the Late Show, telling his fans he's rarely been as upset as he was on Wednesday.
Republicans who support this president, especially the ones in the joint session of Congress today, have you had enough? After 5 years of coddling this president's fascist rhetoric, guess whose followers want to burn down the Reichstag? Because today, the U.S. Capitol was overrun for the first time since 1814, and a woman died. Who could have seen this coming? Everyone, even dummies like me. This is the most shocking, most tragic, least surprising thing I've ever seen.
Jimmy Kimmel also took aim at Donald Trump for encouraging his followers to hit up the Capitol earlier in the day at a rally he held, where he claimed the 2020 presidential election had been stolen and that he was the rightful winner, despite no evidence to substantiate his repeated baseless claims.
The President of the United States, he is too angry, too insecure, and too confident to deal with the fact that he lost an election, a fair election, an election that was no different than any other election, an election he lost by 7 million votes, 70 electors, turns an angry mob against members of Congress and his own vice president, not to mention endangering the Capitol Police, those blue lives he claims matter so much to him.
And Kimmel, he didn't stop there.
The wildest part is these MAGA marchers think Donald Trump cares about them. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about your life or your wife or your job or your health care or the air you breathe or the water you're drinking. He cares about himself and only about himself. Unless you were pushing a lawnmower, he wouldn't let you into his golf club. He'd roll his limo right over you to get a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
As for Seth Meyers, he put all jokes aside aside for the night on his show, Late Night.
Pluralistic democracy is fragile and precious, and it requires our vigilant stewardship and protection. And anyone not willing to forward that project with the fullness of their effort must be shamed, disgraced, and removed from office. And that must start immediately with Donald Trump. We are going to try our best tonight to process what happened. Promise if you come back tomorrow, we'll have jokes. Welcome to a late show, everybody. I am your host. Steve Colbert. Well, welcome to a late show, everybody. I am your host, Steve Colbert.
当たるなぁ。
Just when we all thought 2020 was the worst 12 months of our lives, 2021 said, hold my year. And you might recall, yesterday, the outgoing president incited an insurrection and unleashed an angry, seditious mob that stormed the U.S. Capitol in an attempt to stage a violent coup. To our worried friends and allies across the globe, please rest assured, America knows we have a problem and are seeking treatment soon. But as worried as our friends and allies might be, you know who sounds more worried? The president. Because just a little while ago, my taping time, he released a video that curiously contained none of the bravado of yesterday morning. No prizes, no steal, no calls for action, no fomenting a mindless mob and declarations that he will never ever surrender. Also, no apology or acceptance of personal responsibility. It definitely has the feel of someone that has been told by their lawyer that in 13 days or less, they can be charged with insurrection, sedition, inciting violence, maybe homicide. I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a clown, like Rudy. So I'm not going to show you a word of his video because he doesn't need a word. A man facing a noose, saying anything to save his neck. Or to save his skin. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of skin around that neck. All you need to know is this man.
疲れお疲れ。
And if you're one of the people who marched up to Capitol Hill on his orders, you should put on your shirt, put on your hat, and you give that video a watch. You also might want to put on a cup, because he threw you under the bus that's going to take all of you to jail. It's going to affect you, or him, or those senators and congressmen, for what you all
12個目までたどり着けないな。
Wall Street Journal's editorial board just called on the president to resign. Over 100 lawmakers are calling for the president's removal. And today, Nancy Pelosi threatened to pursue impeachment if the president's cabinet does not remove him immediately using the 25th Amendment. That is so serious. Someone has to take away Grandpa's car keys energy. And may I remind you, this car has nuclear missiles. For those of you reading the Constitution who haven't gotten to the 25th Amendment yet, spoiler alert, that allows the cabinet to remove the president if they declare he is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office. That checks out. Although I'm pretty sure he's discharged plenty of duty in his office. But as a practical matter, the vice president has to organize the cabinet for a vote. So today, Speaker Pelosi and soon-to-be Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called the vice president to talk about this urgent subject, but were left on a holding line for 20 minutes without Mr. Pence ever picking up. And I believe, should we have the vice president's answering service?
You've reached the office of Mike Pence. If you want your son to stop being gay, press 1. If you want your president removed from office, please hold. Your constitutional crisis is important to us. Robert, back to back!
Now, in the president's video, he says there will be an orderly transition on January 20th, but he's not saying anything about what he's going to do before then. I'm guessing send a pallet of meth and machetes to every Bass Pro Shop in the country with a note saying, "Make me proud."
わかんない。
Aside from his fear of removal or prosecution, maybe he just wants his toy back because Twitter locked the president's account after his riot on Capitol Hill. Good to know Twitter's treating violence inciting fascists harshly as a teenager.
判断できなかったな。
You know what you did, right? After the president continued to post lies about the election, Twitter announced his account would be locked for 12 hours, which means last night the president had the most boring news in his life. Overall, it was a tough day for the president's social media presence. He also got blocked from posting to Facebook and Instagram indefinitely. YouTube pulled his video of writers citing election misinformation, and Amazon banned him from ordering pixie sticks because they get too wound up before bedtime. Now we're all hoping someday the president gets his comeuppance. He seemed bound and determined to keep his uppance uncommented. Earlier today, we learned the president has suggested to aides he wants to pardon himself in the final days of his presidency. Just what the founding fathers George Washington's quote, "I chopped down that tree, just kiss my wooden balls." But he's not being stingy with a get-out-of-jail-free card. Reported the president's considered a range of preemptive pardons for Don Jr., Eric Ivanka, Sharon Kushner, and Rudy Giuliani. Nothing for Melania, but obviously she's already served a hard time. Well, I'm guessing it was pretty soft. But while the writing seems to be on the wall of this administration, not everyone in Congress can read. Like Florida Congressman and man desperately hoping for a Guys and Dolls audition. Matt Gaetz, last night on the floor of the House, a floor that was still littered with the broken glass of the president's nose. Gaetz floated this story from the Washington Times that a facial recognition company had seen that some of the mob was really Antifa. And that's kind of interesting. What's more interesting is that the facial recognition company said, "No, we didn't."
So.
Some actual neo-Nazis in that crowd. But if you're going to sell ads covering fantasies, the rioters weren't really the president's supporters, you know what might help? If the president's supporters would stop bragging that they're the ones who rioted. Case in point, that guy who broke into the Speaker of the House's office. His name is Richard Big O Barnett. He's the leader of a pro-gun rights group in Crevette, Arkansas. How do I know this? He identified himself as the intruder to a New York Times reporter. Our source was the New York Times. That's pretty dope. Has he ever seen the Times motto? All of the news that's invisible in court. Time and time again, people, these violent idiots, looked right into the camera, gave their contact information, and said exactly what they were up to. Ma'am, what happened to you?
I got me.
Got me? What happened? You were trying to go inside?
Yeah, I made like a foot inside and they pushed me out and they maced me.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
そういう計算なんだね。
It's a revolution, and you're complaining that they maced you in a real.
それは宝くじを大して当てるのは大して難しくないってことだ。
And then your little piano scarf doesn't have anything to wrap around. Wouldn't that be sad? You're gonna believe me? Ask failed revolutionary. Oh wait, you can't, because they chopped the head off. That's when they keep the ears out. Really poor planning on the whole head thing. One of the people posting from inside the insurrection was actually a newly elected member of the West Virginia House of Delegates. Delegate Derek Evans streamed this video on social media yesterday.
あー、惜しいな今の。
Okay. It's never a great idea to live
今の惜しかったね。
But if you do, you gotta remember not to shout your own name. Bank robbers never
いい判断だったな今のはな。
real calm now, no one gets hurt. Oh yeah, baby, another successful heist for Doug Sullivan of 310 Ridgefield Road in Mooresville, Illinois, 11854, bitches. is asking for the public's help identifying Trumpists who stormed the Capitol, and has set up a website for tips. It's actually FBI.gov/US-Capitol. I'm sure they're being inundated with useful tips as we speak. Okay, guys, listen up. We got a hot tip to be on the lookout for known rioter.
一回投資でやってみようかな、試しに。
Okay, I want to see more us and his accomplices. Munch Mukuchi, Harry Balls, and Baba
No
Booey,
save
Baba
it.
Booey, Howard Stern's penis. Let's go get him. But I'm a patriot. I'm willing to do my part, FBI. So this morning I scanned the photos from the Capitol. I think I recognize some of the people destroying democracy. Like this guy. That might be Senator Ted Cruz. It could be the bloated corpse of a drowned woodchuck. And I'm pretty sure this guy is Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. I recognize him from his Twitter handle, Pee Wee Herman Goering. Over in the House, I think this fella is Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, who might be the most self-serving, amoral person in the House of Representatives, unless he's home right now. And I'm pretty sure this is Medal of Freedom recipient Devin Nunes. It's hard to recognize him without his lips on the president's ass. And I also think I saw the guy who's getting the Medal of Freedom next week, Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. Yes, that's definitely him. But following Jordan's example on sexual assault of college wrestlers, I'm going to pretend I didn't see anything. We've got a great show for you tonight. My guest is Mrs. Maisel herself, Rachel Brosnahan. But when we return, meanwhile, stick around.
ありがとう。あ、こっからなんだ。そうなんだ。最初からやってみるか。
I'm sure you weren't. Hey, Republicans support this president, especially the ones in the joint session of Congress today. Have you had enough? After 5 years of coddling this president's fascist rhetoric, guess whose followers want to burn down the
現状火山面かどっかで事故りそうなんだよな。三面か火山で事故りそうな気がする。あとモアイ。
Destroy the mouse.
確かにそりゃそうだ。
Laser. Speed up.
かかっちゃうんだよね。危ない危ない危ない危ない。死んじゃう死んじゃう。カプセル取れないんですけど、下に腕ね。ナイス、そこ下に打ちに行こうとして死ぬよりは。確かに言われてみれば2面なかなか難しいよ。後ろから来る指摘。確かに簡単ではない。連射によってマジできついからな、普通に。
Force field. Destroy the eye.
Joseph R. Biden would be the next president of these United States. But all of this Republican-generated chaos led to an evacuation of the chambers, and legislators were hustled to secure locations to shelter in place. A question for the Republican senators who helped foment the insurrection: why'd you run away? I mean, your peeps, they love you. Why didn't you hang out with your buddies, Marsha Blackburn, Kelly Loeffler, Ron Johnson, John F. Kennedy? Because you can run all you want for the rest of your lives. You can never escape the responsibility of what you brought upon American democracy today. And this was never some sort of peaceful protest. This was Charlottesville come home to roost on Capitol Hill. Look at these thugs. A guy in a QAnon t-shirt chasing a Capitol security officer up flight after flight of stairs. Nothing to see here, folks. Just a crowd of angry white people chasing a black man. Remind me, are we great again yet? The Justice Department finally responded with a strong show of force. I'm sorry, no, Jim, that's federal police tear gassing peaceful protesters so that the president could do a photo op. Jim, do we have the actual response, a photo? There you go. No, I'm sorry, no, that's during the BLM protests where troops were guarding the statue of Lincoln from black people. Now, in case you were wondering what kind of Americans would try to violently overthrow the government, you guessed it. It's this kind. It's just me, or does that thing always seem to show up at only the worst events? You never read the Confederate flag was seen today waving over free yoga in the park. One of these domestic terrorists even broke into Speaker Pelosi's office and put his feet up on her desk. Another one took to the Senate AS and reportedly yelled, "Trump won that election!" Ladies and gentlemen, I present the frontrunners in the 2024 Republican nomination. Over the House chamber, there was an armed standoff between police and rioters at the chamber door. Well, thank goodness it was just a white person with a gun out there. If it were a black guy with a can of iced tea, it might have escalated. Now, an hour and a half after the Capitol had stormed, President Jefferson Dumas finally weighed in, tweeting, "I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful." Note the word remain. He didn't say leave. He's just saying stay there and remain peaceful. So peaceful like this? I am calling for all of the toothpaste to quietly return to the tube peacefully. While he who started this could not bring himself to stop it, we heard a very different message from the president-elect, who issued a challenge to the traitor-in-chief.
I call on President Trump to go on national television now to fulfill his oath and defend the Constitution and demand an end to this siege.
It's an interesting ploy. Luring the president out of hiding with the promise of national TV is like putting a little piece of cheese in a trap for a rat. Although you could probably catch the president with cheese too. Now, just a few moments after Biden stepped off stage, the violence stoker in the White House did release a video where he was supposed to calm things down, but instead he reiterated his false claim that the election was stolen from him several times and ended by saying this to the rioters.
So go home. We love you. You're very special.
Boy, that is a really weird thing to say to rioters. And I'm guessing tough for Eric to hear. Dad! I'm sorry I didn't riot! Love me too! I'm special. Hot tip for the rioters, by the way. I know you guys don't like to be told to wear masks, but those masks really would have come in handy when you're getting your picture taken while you're breaking the law. You know the people you were doing all of this supposedly to help? Well, those folks are out of power now. They can't protect you. As a matter of fact, they hid in the basement from you, and they will turn on you in a second because they believe in nothing but themselves. Speaking of believing in nothing, a reminder that the president sent this to you.
We're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol.
He kept saying we, but he didn't go with you. He does not give a damn about you. He went home to watch it on TV. You're just entertainment for him. And of course, a steady stream of merchandise sales. Anyway, this isn't how any of this works. We don't decide elections on who's most upset. We decide them by who gets the most votes, portioned by state through a weird electoral college that was instituted to maintain the political power of slave states. It's a long story. The point is, the person who screams the loudest doesn't get their way. That only works on family road trips, and you end up having Baskin-Robbins for dinner. And sadly, we should not be surprised by any of this. These people who stormed the Capitol today have eagerly swallowed divisive bull crap at the president's rallies for 5 years. They now live in an alternate universe that is now collapsing in on itself. It's like a black hole of whiteness. I've said before, violence is the last refuge of the incompetent. And if the last 4 years have taught us anything, it's that there are a lot of incompetent folks in our leadership. But I would invite all these disgruntled Americans to take a page out of Stacey Abrams' book. Don't endanger our country's greatest legacy, peaceful transfer of power, because because your guy lost? Get out there and focus on winning the next round. Come on, Republicans. Don't go up to Capitol Hill for a government handout. Pull yourselves up by your own bootstraps and just work a little harder. And in 2022, when all of those Republicans who, make no mistake, are responsible for what happened today and are running for re-election, let's remember them for who they showed themselves to be today. Cynical cowards who believe the voters should not get to choose who governs this country. Let's hope the voters prove them all wrong. We've got a great show for you tonight. I'll be talking to Senator Amy Klobuchar and Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger. Stick around.
マジで来たよ。積む積む積む。積んじゃうよそれ。危ないな。わまあいいや、ここで上行けねえ。怖いよ。動けねえ。
Destroy the core. ふざけんなよ。 Missile.
ダメやろ。いや。やっぱ3面で事故るか。 ああ、もうふざけんなっつうの。くだらねえとこで死ぬな、もう。映えすぎる。あー、だからいやー、結局ラッキーパターンダメだよな。なんかできないな。そううまくいかないな。 難しい。
リーダー。
やべ、こっち行ったよまた。はあ、ダメなんだそれ。
リーダー。
でも1個目があそこに来られると逆に困っちゃうな。どっちつかずなんだよな。もう一回見るか動画。 真ん中にこら辺で一番困るな、何気に。いやー、9個目かわせないから、それ。
リーダー
と、今のは、2個目より3個目のが上に来てるラインのやつだったんだよな。だから3個目が上に来てってことは8個目がそうだよね。3と8が同じラインに来るから、あ、違う、9個目が上に来ちゃうんだ、ライン的に。2個目と8個目は同じところに来るからな。いやー、わからん。
リーダー
わからん。12個目までは判断できた。三角形見えてた。危ない。動けなかった。 ああ、5。いやー、それ向かってくるパターンじゃん。12個は最上段に来てんじゃん。ダメだよ。そうなんだよな。だから森正式が使えないんだよな。なんとな。もう10位。10位。上に入れた今。ちょっと水飲んできますわ。今日やりすぎたな。これで終わりにしよう今日は。あ、何やってんの？ちゃんとやって。何時間やった今日キューブ。9時間ぐらいやってるかな。 成功してるパターンが全部同じってことはやっぱりラッキーパターンなんだろうなきっと。後で森政式のやつのキューブの初期位置見てみよう。このパターンが一番嫌だな。わかんねえ。12から14をかわせるけど、あの音がわかんねえな。平気で。できません。難しいです。難しいです。 いやーもうくっついてよそれ。もう中途半端だなもう。なんなんだよマジで。
リーダー
いやー結局ラッキーパターンだもんな。待ってるしかないんだよな。はあゆすぎる。いやこれダメだな。なんで無理なんだ。一番上に来たら無理じゃんね。どうすんだろう。
もうちょっとリーダー
ちょっと座学だなしばらく。つうか今日はもうこれ終わったら座学だね。おっとガッって上に行った方がいいか。なんかあれだな、こうスンギリギリでかわそうとしてるな。なんか
I've already ordered them. Good morning. Good morning to you, Captain Salazar. This way. What do you got? The rope isn't even knotted. Simply tightened it until she wasn't breathing.
Always a pleasure to see you, Detective Salazar, even under these circumstances.
Likewise, Dr. Senmore. The position of the hands isn't that tall. They were placed like that deliberately. There's residue on the rope. Have them isolated and analyzed.
We'll have to wait for the autopsy, but it seems like asphyxiation caused death. And given how deep the rope marks are on her neck, I'd say it was very quick. That's dead on her fuse. Just like a cake.
That's only cake typical of the area. Have it analyzed. I know we don't want them getting out of sensitive information. Doctor, was she raped too?
Apparently she wasn't. Although the staging has an obviously sexual component, if I'm not mistaken. The killer shaved her pubic hair as part of his ritual.
ああ、ダメだこれ。
Is it all her hair?
もうダメなんだよ
Some of
な。
the clippings are very different from the victim's own.
We have to talk to her friends, find out where they were, who they were with, and the last time that they saw the victim.
All right.
Smell the tobacco. Has anyone found a purse?
1個目が上に来るってことは、そっか、その下に。そうなんだよな。すぐラッキーパターン待ちなんだよな。
I have her first. I found it sitting there a few yards further up.
最上段に来た時に鎌倉式に移行できるようにしないとダメかな。いいんだけど。
Have our clothes turned up?
No, not yet. Hey, our friends are all just 13 years old, Salazar. We don't have to wake these girls up. Bad news like this. We could do all that.
ああ、引けなかった後ろに。お、惜しいな今の。
You're on it this morning.
気をつけ。
She was really into rough sex. Biting, scratching, slapping. Not hitting hard. It was just a day for them.
Beat up.
Tell me why you would drop her off at night if you knew she'd be alone on the mountain.
She just got out. I kept asking her to come back, but she wouldn't.
Did you get mad she wouldn't put out for you on New Year's Eve?
No way. When she shot up, she'd go crazy. One minute she'd be all horny, want a threesome. But then she'd get paranoid and run off somewhere.
Did you ever have a threesome with a stranger?
Never. She asked me a few times, but it was all talk. It wasn't me. I swear. Carla was the best girl. Why would I kill her? This is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I know. I don't think you killed Carla.
How come I'm still here? I've been locked up here a month. Come on, no one else believes I did.
We'll stay in touch. It's a common packing rope sold in any hardware store. But what makes it definitive is that both pieces came from the same roll. The man who killed Carla Huarte has to be the same man who killed Anino and Lisasu. I think we're looking for a serial killer.
Carmela's on though, right, Salazar?
Yes.
I'm Maya, I think I need you to go there and take over the investigation. Your experience with the FBI will be a great help. And what exactly does the FBI have to do with Bustan, if you don't mind me asking? Well, Detective Iriarte and Deputy Zabals who are in charge of this case with Carla Huarte. I know they'll give you all the help you need.
やべ、来るそれ。やっぱりなー、もう。
The rest of us have to call her chief.
Heat up.
どうすんだよそれ。
James! I'm back.
No.
Hi. Good, and you?
Yeah.
ああ、難しいな、もうほんと。辛いんだ、俺。
Friday's kind of soon. I don't know how long I'll be investigating the girls.
There's more than one.
From Elizondo.
You're gonna have to go back to the town.
Yes, I'm leaving now. James. I need to forget about the treatment. At least while the investigation is on.
いやーもう、なんで最後上にかべってんだよ、もう。ちょっと一気だけやらして、マジで。ムカつくな。なんでラストの死に方がそんななんだよ。さっきやろ。ああ。ダメだな、もう疲れてんだな、きっと。
Salazar's original homicide victim.
Deputy Walsh, at the service. Detective, yeah, but...
Likewise, shall we?
Yes.
Tomorrow we have to film everyone at the funeral and check them all against the people who attended the first victim's funeral. Did you have this operation?
I'm afraid not. We really thought it was an isolated incident.
すぎだよ、でも。
To be honest.
Don't worry, that's normal for the first victim. Please ask your men to get all of the photos and also any video from the first funeral. Camera, security footage, anything.
I'll do that, Detective.
Also,
there's something that we just noticed on the body. If the hair is matched to ones found on Carla Huarte, deer, goat, dog, boar, wolf, fox, even bear. Those animals wouldn't be there at the same time and not disturb the body. We think the killer might work in a setting that's rural. Forestry, hunting, livestock, and that the hair was on his person.
Thank you for your help. We'll keep that in mind. Good night.
Good night.
疲れたなもう。うん。だよな。せやな。
Why are you here? To give you a hug? So how was the drive here? No? No, you didn't. Hi. Ready? Easy up. Come on. Inside. Auntie! Auntie, at last! Welcome home. How are you? I'm fine. Fine. Good to see you. And James? James is stuck at home preparing for an exhibition. Hey, Maya. They said on the radio that the killer could be the kid who murdered his girlfriend last month. Is that true?
ダメだ。もうやめよう。
No, he's innocent. Besides, you know that I'm not allowed to talk to him at all. Sweetheart, I'll be sure to use the plan.
今日はこれで終わるわ。ありがとうございました。
I'll help you. No, no,
ダメだ。無理だ。
she'll help me. Yes. All right.
折れた。
Right.